What is up, everybody? Welcome to the channel. I'm your boy Nathan Hernandez, and Gotham Knights runs at 30 FPS, and all these gamers are losing their minds over 30 frames per second, saying that it's a next-gen game. It should be running at 60 frames per second. And now they're coming out comparing it to Spider-Man, which is a game exclusive to one system that has enough resource to be developed at the highest possible frame rate out of all of them. Gotham Knights doesn't have that same the same way as Insomniac has. So there is another YouTuber out there that actually covered this, but let's talk about 30 frames per second. So 30 frames per second basically means that if you're playing Call of Duty, it's gonna be running a little more smoother and gonna give you an extra frame rate. But in reality, is it that much of a difference? It's not really. You might notice some things here and there. Now I've also heard that it drops a little bit under 30. A lot of games drop under the 30 or under their 60. So not every time are you getting the full 60. Not every time are you getting the full 120. Not every time are you getting the 30 frames per second. That is because a lot of times these games were being developed for the PS4, the PS4 Pro, the Xbox One, maybe not Xbox One, but the Xbox One X, the Series S, which is the weakest system out right now, the Series X, and the PS5 and the PS5 Digital, which is still the same system. A lot of people are freaking out over this, but to me, this is no problem. A lot of games come out with 30 frames per second. Where I would have an issue if I'm a gamer, and I'm surprised people are really upset with 30 frames per second. I'll be more fucking pissed off if this game comes out and it's glitchy, it's buggy, it fucking kicks you out, it fucking has things where it turns off your system, where it breaks your system, where it kicks you out, stuff like that. Like Cyberpunk. When Cyberpunk came out, it was fucking horrible. It was so broken that you couldn't really play the game. The only way you could have played it was on PC because it was stronger and it could hold up. I tried playing it on my PS4 and it looked like trash. I tried playing on my PS5 and it looked better, but it still had glitches everywhere. So for people to come to Gotham Knights and bash it for 30 frames per second, 30 fucking frames per second, you are funny as fuck, because there's a lot of fucking games out right now with 30 frames per second, and eventually they get patched in the 60 frames. If I'm correct, Ratchet & Clank, which is a PS5 exclusive, came out, I believe it was a 30 with the 60 frames per second, and just a couple, I think a year ago or something, just got the 120 frames per second, which you can only play if you have a TV that actually pushes the 120 frames per second. So to me, Gotham Knights running at 30 frames per second ain't no fucking problem. I'm still gonna play that shit because I want to see what the story is. The story looks good to me from what everything they shown and everything they're keeping in. The combat looks smooth, looks good. Is it Arkham combat? Hell no, because that's Rocksteady's blueprint. This is not a continuation from that. Now they're taking certain things and tweaking it, but this is not the same thing. So all the people that are freaking out 30 frames per second, you should burn this game, you should put it on the back burner. As long as this game, when it comes out, doesn't have glitches, bugs, anything that's gonna ruin the fun of it, there's no worries out there. The moment this game comes out and we have a cyberpunk issue, or we have an Assassin's Creed Unity problem, that's the moment you should worry and you should get your money back. Right now, 30 frames per second, count me in, I'm still getting my game. Let me know what you guys think down below in the comments, and I'll see you guys next time.